6. Man Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust is blue. 80 knots, thrust set. 5500. 31. Rotate.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another V1 live stream. Guys, I am so pumped for this stream. I have discovered my new favorite airport in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and maybe even X-Plane 2. We're going to have to take a look at it. We're going to talk about it. Why are my cargo doors not opening here? Come on now, Mike. Let's go. There they go. Oh, he's going to open it right into the belt loader. That's not good. I had this whole extravagant plan here to make it super juicy for y'all when the doors opened up. But anyway, what is going on? Good to see everybody here. Orlando, Mitch, Lolar Pilot, Ginar Hoffman, Fubar, Steve Van Christian, Adrian Ionscu, full name, of course. What's up? Tom Pasco, good to see you, sir. Fly with Mike. Scott is in the house. Richland Music is in the house. No such thing as sterile cockpit. My sir Al W. What's going on? Paul Shoe Smith. And many, many more. Guys, we are in Rio Negro, Colombia. We're continuing now with our little, I guess, Colombia tour, if you will. The Asia-Pacific tour is not over yet, have no fear. But we are in Microsoft Flight Simulator pretty much for this whole week. Actually, we have been this whole week. And I am absolutely in love with Colombia, the scenery down here, the flying down here. Someone recommended me this flight, and I saw the approach. I saw what they were doing down there. And I'm like, okay, we have to get in here. We have to fly this. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's very, very challenging. We got some mountain obscurations. We got clouds. We got all kinds of fun things to look forward to as we fly down south of the border. Plane spotting, thank you for the 1 pound cake there. Appreciate it, appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir. MaxRank, technical difficulties. I'll drink a beer and watch you. Max, it's because you've been flexing your Airbuses too much, man. Just full yoga and you don't have any technical difficulties. But that's a shame, man. But anyway, welcome on board. It should be fun. And I am enjoying Microsoft. Yes, indeed, Brian Harris. All right, guys, we are going to fire this puppy up. Busy airspace today. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the little music here, which I really like this song. This song hits pretty hard. I'm going to go ahead and turn it down. Maybe we'll come back to that one later. But we're going to get this airplane fired up here and on our way down. So why is the sim? Perfect. Sim sounds are up. Hop into the cockpit, guys. Here we go. Battery 1, battery 2. And external power can come online. Let's go ahead and get the brightness up. So yeah, there is a lot of airspace traffic today. We got pretty much every streamer is streaming. So I do want to take the moment to thank you guys for tuning in to this channel here for a view. I mean, whether you're watching this one solely or multi-streaming or quintuplet streaming, I know pretty much everybody every X-Plane and Flight Sim streamer on YouTube is live today. So a lot of traffic in the airways, whether you're dual streaming, quadruple streaming, or watching my stream. Thank you for tuning in today. It should be a lot of fun. And you're going to see why. You're absolutely going to see why. I had no idea this airport even existed until somebody recommended it here not too long ago in the Discord. So let's go. Christian says, my add-ons for the throttle have been shipped yesterday. Nice. Or have been shipped. Can't wait for the big handles and detents. I, too, am waiting eagerly for the big handles to arrive. I think the big handles are going to arrive this week. What Christian's referring to is I've ordered some additional parts here for the sim rig. So we're going to get full-size Airbus throttles here to fit with the flap detents, the thrust detents here, and, of course, the speed brake lever over here with the speed brake arbing position and all that. So once I get the levers over here, the throttle will be done. And then on the 3rd, March 3rd, you're going to want to be around here because we're going to have something very special show up at the V1 HQ as well. Hopefully it'll be on the 3rd. Maybe it'll be the 4th will be the video. But got one more critical piece to the most realistic desktop Airbus pseudo Airbus sim that you could get into without going down the rabbit hole of an actual cockpit build. So we got everything fired up. Let's go up with our overhead here. It's nice. It's cloudy and rainy. I love cloudy, rainy departures. Let's do a CVR test here. Just, makes that coffee smell a little bit extra sweet, especially down here in Colombia. We got our ADIRs on. Strobe is in auto. Nav is in position 1. That's off. That's auto. We'll arm you. Landing elevation is in auto. Guys, please don't let me forget to put the fuel in the init B page today. We're going to need our fuel calculations because the approach down into, people just call it Pasto? I know there's a couple Colombians in chat here. So do you guys just call the airport Pasto? Or I'm not quite sure what the short name is just for the airport down there. But it's a very hairy approach, and the weather and visibility is a little bit sketch. This aircraft technically can't fly an RNPAR approach that I know of, but we're going to hand fly it anyway. It makes it a little bit more exciting. So let's go ahead and do a couple things while we're down here. Let's go ahead and start up with the initialization first. Let's go ahead and pull that right out of SimBrief. Let's get that going. That's us, SKRG-SKPS. And then we'll come here to the initialization, pull it into the box. Is there any way to calculate flex temps? Tried looking for some calculators. I don't know, Diaviator. I'm sure there are some tools out there, but listen, you're in the flight sim, you don't need to worry about engine maintenance. Just go ahead and Toga those puppies. That's what we're going to be doing today. And in fact, we're actually going to have to do a a packs off takeoff with the APU on today as well. Antonio Narino is the name. Okay, so do y'all just say like Narino, or do you say we're going into Antonio Narino? Is that Narino? 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 I'm not quite sure how to say it, but it's absolutely beautiful down there. All right, well, while we're also here, we need to get the boarding process started too. Let's go ahead and get that started. Weight and balance. We'll pull that.
Bank angle check. Bank angle.
Bank angle check, Diego. We are definitely going to be having some bank angle checks on this approach. Thank you for the $5 tip there, man. I appreciate it, sir. Very, very much. Thank you. Narino. Narino? All right. Narino. Perfect. All right, we'll go ahead and start the boarding process. Let me make sure the doors are open. Yeah, the door is indeed open. That's good. The fuel truck is here. Let's do our regular flight plan stuff. So flight plan, we do have to pull. Oh, I'm going to have to resync this, aren't I? We're definitely going to need navigraphs. We will crash if we do not have our navigraphs for this flight. 110% guaranteed. So we need our navigraphs for this one. All right, we are synced up. Beautiful. Let me just make sure I have the correct flight. I think it is, but let me just pull the latest one from SimBrief. Excellent. Looks like we're on the runway 1 departure, Rio Negro to Bravo. So let's get the departure procedure in here. Depart. Where are we at? Yeah, just Pasto if you want to. All right. Narino, Pasto. Number 101. Just number 1. Off the RNG2. RNG2 Bravo. Insert. Out to RNG, and then we're going to pick up Whiskey 3, which it's already there, so we'll clear that out. I guess we'll just clear out the duplicate and clear out the disco. So there is our departure. And now our arrival, this is where it gets pretty hairy. So there is no star into Pasto, so we're going to do the RNAV Yankee 02. The reason I'm doing the Yankee is I think it has a little bit less tolerances for minimums. Yes? Oh, hold on, be right back. Thank you. Wow, that was interesting. So my wife was kind enough to bring some more coffee over to the office, but my door was jammed. We got that secured. All right. Crisis number 1 has been averted. Where am I at here? ILS 02 Yankee, no star, approach via the VOR. Mercedes, I believe. Or maybe it's not Mercedes, but it might be. Let's see. All the way down, MER, full ILS. Perfect. So that's in the box. That's what we need. RadNav, I'm just going to hard tune RNG for the departure out of here on VOR1. And actually, we should have Marinilla hard tuned as well. Mike Romeo November. The one that's 6 miles away. Beautiful. Nothing to do in the secondary. Progress page, we're going to load up SKRG-0. And you know what? For this particular departure, I'm going to just put the airport because I want to know where the airport is. I don't care where the runway is. I want to know exactly the center position of the airport. Tom Pasco coming in with a $50 Mondo bomb. Appreciate it very, very much, sir. Says, thanks for the great knowledge instruction with both Airbus and props. I've started getting into props now. Baron 58 and King Air 350 following your streams. Grab some drinks on me, sir. Tom, huge shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for that $50 bomb. That's very generous, very kind of you. Very much appreciated from myself. I will indeed grab some drinks. And I got some good news. If you're getting into props right now, the Sim Coders, courtesy of Pitch Power and Bank, he let me know that the Sim Coders Coronado Chieftain is getting a reality expansion pack, or the rep pack, if you guys are familiar with what they've done to the Baron. I mean, they basically take default airplanes and make them study level props, which is pretty fantastic. And they're doing it to the Chieftain, which I have a lot of experience in. I did a whole Freight Dog Piston series on it many years ago. I know those videos are still getting comments, so if you want to check it out, go ahead and check it out. But thank you, Tom. Really, really much appreciate that, sir. All right, where are we at? So that's SKRG. Cool. Prague, perf. We're going to leave this. We're doing a flaps. We're doing a flaps 2. Flaps 2 Toga out of here. Perf. We're getting there. Okay, everything else looks good. So a knit B is what we need to do. Let's go ahead and get ready to load our fuel on board. I don't remember what our fuel load was. We have a pretty serious alternate. Our alternate is far, so give me 1 second, guys. Let me get the actual fuel numbers. This is something we don't want to mess up on this flight because it is very possible that we are going to be doing multiple go-arounds which I'm totally comfortable with now, by the way, because, you know, after last night's stream with 3 go-arounds, I'm fully confident in the Fly-by-Wire's capability for a go-around. The box doesn't get messed up. It handles the go-around just fine. So I'm totally comfortable doing go-arounds. Our gate fuel is 12.7 with an alternate of SEMT, S-E-M-T. So 12.7 on the fuel. Let's go ahead and get this loaded up here. Current fuel is 7.9. We need 12.7. And for weather, because it's raining, I'm going to add, well, I'm going to see if I can get just a little extra. Let's take 13.4, real time. Fueling has commenced. Yes, indeed. In it being, you also put 2 into flex, not flaps. Uh-oh. Thank you, guys. Oh, yeah, that would, that could make a difference. So, funny thing about flex temp, there's actually a limitation that if your flex temperature is within 10 degrees of your outside air temperature, you're not to flex. So just keep that in mind for those who do flex. Okay, let's pull the ATIS. Let's pull the weather request. Let's pull them all. And we also have an alternate of SEMT, which is in there. Cool. We'll go back. We'll get ready to print that. See, I love this AOC menu, man. I'm really digging this fly-by-wire stuff. Let's hop out here on the wing while the passengers are boarding. It's a rainy day. Colombia landing challenges. Greetings from Medellin. And yes, it's raining over here. Andreas MT, thank you. Welcome on board, man. You know, it's interesting. I've been doing these streams in Colombia the last couple days, and we're starting to get a lot of new viewers from Colombia, which is cool. So you guys are awesome. Thanks for tuning in. I invite you to hit that subscribe button if you like the content as well. Now we've got our coffee topped off here. We got probably some of the best views and the best sounds coming at you on this stream right here. What clock is YouTube using? It's an hour fast compared to Eastern. I'm not sure, Crow. Yeah, we should have started at 12:30 noon Central Time, which is where we're at right now. So let me go back here. Let me pop it out. It should be there. There it is. We'll print them all off. Right now, SKRG, drizzle, overcast, 080 at 5. With light drizzle, temperature 16 and 1026 or 3032. Let's just go 1026 since we're down here in Colombia. Let's do it proper. 1026. They are synced up. 1026, 1026. How are we looking for our arrival? Broken at 2000, 030 at 7. And our alternate is looking even better. So that's good to know. Knit B. Are we done with fuel? Not quite. Let's pull this out. Let's squawk 2000. And let's go ahead and get the APU fired up here. Let's go APU master switch. Stand by. Fubar says, I agree, V1. The 32NX is a great aircraft and getting better with each release. Exactly. In fact, there was an update to the experimental mod apparently between last night and today's stream. So I updated it. I'm not sure what the differences were, but I do have it updated as of literally 30 minutes before the stream started. Have I tried the CPDLC? I have not, Brandon. I've not tried it yet. I've heard it works, but I don't think there's any CPDLC controllers other than in Europe. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think CPDLC only actively works in the Europe area of ATSIM. No worries, Crow. Glad to have you on board, man. Let me get to your questions here in a second, Hogs. I saw that. Let me just make sure we are done fueling. 13. No, we're not done fueling. All right, let's go ahead and fire up the APU. So why don't I put trim in the McDo? So it's interesting that you bring it up. For the narrow-body Airbus fleet operating on FMS-1, the THS trim there in the McDo does absolutely nothing for you. Some airlines may require that as maybe just fleet standardization, but a classic 320, 319, 321 on FMS-1 does not require a trim input in the McDo section. Now, the 321 Neos do require a THS input in the McDo section, not for auto setting the trim, but for basically a reminder. Basically, it's a pitch trim agreement. So if you take off down the runway and you don't have it set in the box, even if it's set properly physically, you'll get a pitch trim disagree message going down the runway. So that's becoming the norm. To add to that, with FMS2 coming out, FMS2 revisions in the Neos it is starting to become a standard requirement. So for the FMS2 Neos that are coming out, you still need to put the trim in the McDo. So currently, it's not standard operating procedure for me to put that number in there. You can if you want to, but it's not required. But I see a change coming very soon. So, and it just depends on the operator. It works in the US, not many controllers use it. Oh, really? I did not know that. Well, I'll have to check that out for sure then when we get some ATC. All right, there it is. 13.4 is on board. Let's put that on there. 13.4 in the fuel. Perfect. Now we're just waiting on the 0 fuel weight. Our fuel is on board and balanced. We'll get our tank pumps on here. We'll get the no smoking seatbelt sign on here. Let's go ahead and get rid of some stuff outside. We no longer need the cargo door and the aft door open. We'll close those up. Oh, listen to those sounds. Flying with Mike. I just missed your super chat there. $5 donor. Thank you, man. The critical hit. Appreciate you, sir. Very much appreciated. Thank you for your support on the channel, man. Welcome aboard. Iron Man, afternoon. Welcome. Welcome, Iron Man. Glad to have you on. I mean, this sim is, it's so freaking beautiful. Oh, we got a couple aircraft there. We got a Frontier. We got just a 320. We closed the cargo door on the baggage guy, apparently. Maybe he'll leave? Or is he stuck now? Oh, well. Alright, what is our boarding? Let's come over here. So this is very real. I love this part. I know we're just sitting here kind of killing time. But honestly, guys, this is very much of what would be happening right now in real life. The crew has accomplished everything they need to do. Our checks are done. The box is loaded. We are literally waiting for boarding to complete. That is when you're ahead of the game. That's when things are good. So this is very realistic. I love having this. Looks like he's on the lift already. That's cool. Either that or they loaded up too many people in the back and they're about to do a tail stand. But this is, I love having a time constraint on loading. You know, I know you can do it with Pack X, I believe, but just to have it native in the aircraft, I love it. I would love to see something like that hit the tolless Airbuses on X-Plane, because we all want to do realism. We all want to do realism, and I get maybe you don't want to wait around. You don't have time to wait for boarding. That's fine. You could skip it optionally, but I think it should be included with the airplane to really encompass that that true feeling of simulation. I mean, that's what makes it more satisfying at the end of the flight, right? When you shut your engines down and you know you went through the entire flight without cheating, without cutting corners, and you waited for boarding. I mean, it's a little bit of immersion there that has been captured. With FS Labs does this in P3D with the ground GSX, which is really cool. So love seeing it. The Frontier is UMAX, but it's actually Avianca. Interesting. Looks like the baggage guy is taking a trip. Yeah, Romulus, he's coming on board, man. How much time approximately does it take to wait for It will depend on boarding. You know, anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes, man. I mean, I've seen, and sometimes longer if it's slow boarding. It's so variable. It depends on the amount of passengers you have. It depends on how many bags the passengers are taking with them, because then if they have a lot of bags, they're stuffing stuff in the overhead, and it slows it down. It depends on how many elderly passengers you have. If you have wheelchairs, that takes a long time. That really increases the boarding time for pre-boarding. So it's so variable. Whatever the default factor is that the fly-by-wire has on, I haven't changed it at all. So whatever the boarding time that came in default here, I think is pretty good. It's a little bit more expedited. Yeah, he's not even hooked up to the tug. He's just doing a wheelie right there. You need a tail stand there, brother. But yeah, it's a little bit more expedited than real life, but just enough to make you wait and capture that immersion. The boarding sounds are so good. Aviator Trav, yeah, the sounds on this airplane bring it home. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The sounds contribute so much to this airplane that it really is next level.
Boarding completed.
There we go, boarding completed. See, I don't even have to be up front. I just must be an invisible Ferrari tug. All right, boarding is complete. we've got our 3 minutes on that. Let's go ahead and get the bleed on. Turn you off. Let's listen. Listen to the air kick on. Are you kidding me? Hit the like button for the sounds. Just do it right now. Smash that like button for the sounds. We don't even need to see anything. Smash the like button for the sounds on this airplane. Good grief. All right, boarding is complete.
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, on behalf of myself, your captain, the first officer, and cabin crew, I'd like to take this time to welcome you aboard our flight. We're just wrapping up some paperwork up front here and waiting to receive final numbers from the ground crew, then we'll be on our way. Flight attendants will be coming through the cabin shortly with a very important safety briefing. We do ask that you give them your full, undivided attention as they review the safety operations of this Airbus aircraft. We do appreciate your business having you aboard this flight. If there's anything we do to make your flight any more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask. Welcome aboard.
Love the announcements. Diego, thank you so much for the super chat. Bank angle check there, sir. V1, can you please do a flight to Cusco from I will check it out. Approach is very nice. I'm almost begging you. Diego, listen, I have a tendency to forget here on stream. So if you're in the Discord, post it in the Discord in just Flight Sim General or route request, whatever it is, where you find a good spot for it. And I will definitely take a look at it. Anybody who has challenging or beautiful approaches in Colombia, I encourage you to post them in the Discord, because this flight is because somebody told me about it. I don't have a lot of knowledge about this part of the world. I mean, I've flown down to Colombia, but mostly in the north, like Bogota is about as far south as I go, typically, unless we're going down to Lima, which is obviously a different country. But anyway, if you have good flight suggestions that look super good, I would love to hear them in the Discord. So, all right, anyway, that is complete. I made my announcement. I was going to say, that's the realism. You hear boarding complete. Flight attendant's going to come up here. She's going to hand me the paperwork from the gate agent, and we'll say, all right, everything's good. Let's go ahead and close up the doors. So now we're going to do this. We're going to go ahead and close the forward door. There it goes. We'll get the jetway out of here. And then I'm going to go into my flow. I'm going to turn the beacon on. Come down here. I'm going to make sure this is locked.
Arm doors and cross-check.
Flight attendants are arming doors, cross-check. My door's shut. Have a great flight, Captain. Let's slam it shut. And we're ready to go. Let's do B4 start checklist. Maintenance log tail number. It's on board and check. Cockpit prep complete. Gear pins, covers removed. Signs are on and auto. ADIRS, nav. Fuel required for takeoff is 12.3. We got 13.4 on board. Engine mode, or let's see. TCAS is standby, or is auto. TRI, and it does some FO, does something. I don't remember the rest of the checklist. It's all the FO. So anyway, that's the gist of it. Are you guys ready to push? I'm ready to push. Let's do our speeds here on the init B page first. What do we got? Boom. There is our zero fuel weight with our fuel on board. We did it properly this time. Should populate. Look at that, hour 25 extra. And now let's get our V speeds in here. 32, 33, no flex, 37. Beacon is on. I'm ready to push. Are you ready to push? Call for push.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
Overloading into the tubes on both sides. A locator light on the shoulder will turn on automatically in water, and remember, never leave your vest inside the aircraft. This Airbus A320 is 8 emergency exits, 2 doors in the front, 4 window exits over the wings, and 2 doors in the back. Each door is equipped with an evacuation slide that can be detached from the aircraft and used as a ramp. All exits are clearly marked with a sign overhead. If necessary, floor level lighting will illuminate
exactly.
find the exit. Please take a moment now to locate your closest exit and remember it may be behind you. If there is a change in cabin pressure, 4 oxygen masks will drop from overhead. Firmly pull the mask towards you.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
And we'll let you know when it's no longer needed. We'll be passing through the cabin to make sure we are ready for departure. You can help us by making sure your seatbelt is
Standing by for
Seatbelt
pushback.
is upright, your tray table is stowed, and all carrying items are put away. If you have any questions about
Cockpit
the
to ground.
features of this aircraft, please don't hesitate
Go
to
ahead.
ask.
We are cleared for start and push. Parking brakes set.
Tampering with disabling or destroying
Okay,
parts of
cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
For your convenience, this
Parking
aircraft
brakes
has
are
2 rests,
released.
one in the front of the cabin and 2 in the back.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
We'll be adjusting the main cabin
It will
lights
start
to
in the sequence.
There's a main light above your seat. We're here to make sure you have a seat.
If I was on a line check and it took me that long to communicate a pushback clearance to the ground crew, I'd probably get NOI'd. It just, I don't know why it irks me so much. I mean, I get maybe the communication is correct for for Europe, UK stuff, and I get that, even though it's a little long-winded, it's just the timing. You could, even with the whole conversation, without changing this conversation, you could really speed that up by about a minute. I just, you know, I don't, whatever. I don't know, small thing, not a big deal. Here we go, we're out of here. How do I get the sounds? Guys, this is just the experimental model. There is no additional sound pack. The sounds come standard with the airplane. The passenger loading comes from the weight and balance section of the McDo when you activate the loading. Yeah, Crow, I love the regional accents. That is a very nice touch with X-Plane. It is indeed. It is indeed. I do miss that. I think the better pushback that we have in X-Plane, I've been neglecting how nice it is, really. I mean, this isn't bad. I think it can be worked on. I'm not even sure which who made this. This says created by Ambitious Pilots, Whiskey. Translation, probably. Like, it's not bad. I think it just needs an update. We could speed it up. Call it the American update if you want. All right, we'll go ahead and stop right here.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Brake set.
Parking brake set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
All right, we're going to go ahead and start engines in sequence 1 and 2. I'm going to be quiet during the startup.
Disconnect.
Okay, sir. Cleared to disconnect.
We have bleed
Pin
pressure.
has been removed. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
All right, take it
Holding
easy.
position waiting
Oh
for the
my
visual.
God.
Thank you and goodbye.
Starting one. It gets me every time. My teeth literally rattle in my headset right now. Okay, so to load... Alright, Avianca's taking off. So to get to the weight and balance, guys, you go McDo menu, ATSU, AOC, and then it's going to be here, weight and balance. This is where your weight and balance is. And remember, you want to send it from your operational flight plan. So you want to get your OFP and then start.
Colombia 197, pushing back to taxi to runway 01.
All right, we're going to go ahead and start engine 2. That's so nice. It's so good. I'm actually going to just go ahead. We'll do the after start from right here so you can see and hear the post startup. Max, make sure you're set to live players, no AI traffic, and then it'll automatically put weather to live. Should be grayed out. All right, here we go. After start checklist. Speed brakes armed. Flaps 2. So awesome. So awesome. All right, do a real checklist here. Doon, that's off. We're going to leave the APU bleed on for this. You guys ready? I am ready. We can't really do a cinematic drive-by because we don't have like a flyby view, unfortunately. But we're going to taxi runway 02 via Alpha. What are we? This is, what's that, Latam? Is it just Latam? Rio Negro Latam 357, going to taxi runway 01 via Alpha. I think this was just Latam. Cool. All right, brakes off. Taxi light is on. Let's roll. Looks like the rain has let up temporarily. Brightness back up just a little bit here. I know we need a little bit more of the integral lighting. There we go. Can't go that way, Chief. Over here. Are you able to hear the flight tech, or able to hear the PTU from the flight deck? If the cockpit door is open, you might be able to hear just a little bit, but probably not. Probably not. You know, with passengers on board, no, you're not going to hear it. Not going to hear it at all. If there's nobody on the airplane and the cockpit door is open and you're at the gate, maybe on a 319. But other than that, no, you can't hear it from the cockpit. Is that an Avianca coming out of the hangar? Or is that part of the scenery? Either way, that's freaking sweet. Yesterday's go-around were serious entertainment. Simple takeoff. Well, thanks, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You know, I kind of, after that, I was like, we were going to do a second leg, but then after 3 go-rounds, I said, screw it. So then I'm like, well, maybe I'll stream on Sunday. But the combination of figuring out how crazy this airport is that we're going to, and then seeing MaxRank post his photos in the Discord, I was like, okay, I got to do another Microsoft stream. We'll take tomorrow off. We'll stream today. We're going to milk this one for all it's worth. It's a short flight, only about an hour flight time, so it's going to be a short flight. Chris says you can decouple the drone cam from the plane to do drive-bys. Chris, yeah, I remember being able to do that. I keep forgetting. I have a controller that I use because I feel like the camera system works really well with an Xbox controller or like a PlayStation controller. So I have one, but I keep forgetting to bring it from the house to the office. Just look at that. Looks like the rain is moving in. We might be taking off in the rain. So I've had a couple interesting approaches in here. For the members, you guys probably heard that last podcast where we had a little situation on the ILS approach in. Then I had another approach in here that same month with a pretty gnarly weather situation. So it's kind of giving me flashbacks right now. I might put that one on the next podcast about the second episode I had down here at Medellin. Do you only stream or do you make videos as well? Swales, I actually started this channel making just videos. So I've got a whole Airbus professional series that you can check out. I've got kind of a beginner Airbus series for Microsoft Flight Sim. When I did that series, it was the FlyByWire mod was totally different than it is now, so it's come so far. And then I've done some tips videos, some McDo stuff. So I definitely have videos, but for the most part now, my recorded videos are podcasts for the members, and then you guys see the streams live. Where can you hear your podcast? You have to be a member of the channel. It's for all members. Spare controller for the office. Al, well, here's the thing. I don't even need the controller at the house. I had it originally for my computer, but when I moved my computer to the office, I forgot to bring the controller. So look at that fence line right there. I think the last time I was down here, there was somebody taking pictures right out here. I think there's a hill here in real life. I think there's a little bit more of like a knoll, and there were some people taking pictures of the airplane. I was waving. Of course, I looked on airplane spotters, whatever. No pictures of me, but someone was taking pictures here one time. Did I hear bank angle check? Fubar, yes, I was going to respond to your comment. You're absolutely right. I did. It was like, okay, bank angle check. Yeah, it's like, oh boy. It just happened fast, man. It's one of those things where I even said it on the pod. It was like you have a whole flight to talk about everything, you're doing nothing. You know, you're just in cruise, literally doing nothing other than monitoring. And then the last 10 minutes of the flight, everything goes to crap. It was definitely a bank angle check moment. All right, we'll pull up and hold short of 0-1. We'll do all of our checks, and we will blast out of here. Alright, brake is on, the light is off. We're going to leave the APU bleed on for this departure. Let's do our flight control checks. Here we go. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral rudder, full left, full right, Neutral. Auto brakes, max, takeoff config, checked. PWS on auto. TARA, that's on. And let's go ahead and let's do it. Did I hit the right button? Did not. There it is.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Rio Negro traffic, Latam 357, departing runway 01, Rio Negro. Alright, let's do it. Lights on. This is a max yoga because we've got the APU bleed running. I just can't get enough of these engine views here. They're so sweet. We probably should get out of here before that rain hits. It literally looks like it's raining at the terminal right now, but not the far end of the runway, which is, that's how rain works sometimes. It just comes in, you see it literally move across the field. Are you guys ready? Maximum Yoga's in chat. Here we go. Nose forward on the stick. Spool them up 50. Yoga. Oh. Man. Man, Toga, SRS runway. Auto thrust is blue. Thrust set. Hundred knots, check. V1. Rotate. Positive, right? You're up. Flyby. Oh, baby, look at that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Freaking love this sim. Alright, we got a high climb out profile here. What's that first fix? 185 knots at above 7,500, so we're looking good. Look at that, it's raining off the left-hand side. We're just to the east of the rain. This is as real as it gets, folks. Oh, I never set top altitude. Are you kidding me? What a rookie. Let's just set 18. We'll pull it for open. We're going to leave it at MCT for a second. Bank angle check to the right. Here we go. I believe there's a 180 knot restriction. I probably should have checked that on the chart. Hashtag fake pilot. But we're doing good. We're doing all right. Look at these views. Thrust climb. Climb. Auto thrust. I think we're supposed to be... Yeah, oh, it's obeying it. Look, 180. It's already magenta. 180 is magenta, so it's going to obey that. There's S-speed. Let's go flaps 1. Oh, that was flap 0. Hopefully we didn't stall. Almost. Look at these views. It's raining on the left-hand side of the aircraft, and it's sunny on the right-hand side. You can see a little bit of a rainbow down there. This is next level awesome. Oh my. Hit the like button. 200 people watching. Hit the like button for that. Are you kidding me? Looks like we got out just in time. Might be some nasty weather moving in. Alright, we're out of 10. We're going to maintain 180 until crossing over. Keep the autopilot on. Let's go ahead and get these lights off. We'll go ahead and get the APU off. Cleaning it up now. We still got a 180 knot restriction here, basically till passing over Maranilla, I think. We're hand flying her out. We're looking good. We're looking good. Tell you what, I'm gonna have a hard time getting back into X-Plane after this. I'm gonna have a hard time getting back into X-Plane after this. Alright, here's our bank angle check. Right about now. Bank angle check! Really rock it in there. Oh yeah, look at that. I'm just guessing too, but because it's not rolling back, I know I'm not more than 33 degrees angle of bank, so. Pro tip, if you want to fly from the wing view, you got to do a steep turn. Just let go of the stick, because it'll hold 33 degrees. Yep, Iron Man, that's exactly why. That is exactly why. We're also in the VLS.
This is line Colombia 197, ready to take off on the JY.
Fubar says, I hear you, V1. I'm glad I made the decision to buy FS 2020 stuff during Black Friday sales last year. Yes, sir, Fubar. I mean, it's definitely it's so close to being there for me. Like, get me one more fidelity airplane in this sim, and I'm here. You know, give me the MD-80, give me the 146, give me the PMDG, give me the Phoenix. Give me one more high fidelity option to fly in Microsoft, because in my opinion there's really not, other than the CJ4 mod. I heard the CJ4 mod is pretty good, but other than that I haven't heard of anything like super, like real high fidelity airliner wise. I know there's some mods out there that are decent, get better. Here's SP, let's go ahead and clean it up, flap 0. And VFR, absolutely. VFR, if you like flying VFR stuff, which I do enjoy a VFR flight from time to time. Unfortunately, you know, I think because my sim is at the office and I can't really sim for leisure anymore right now until I get my internet sorted at the house. I don't really do much VFR stuff on my own, but yeah, if you like VFR flying for fun, Microsoft is really, really good spot. And yeah, Andre, you're absolutely right. Andre Henry, the CRJ is pretty awesome. I haven't flown it because I had that bad experience with it, but I figured out what it was. It was a conflicting binding. I think we knew that. I just didn't know what it was. But it's something with the Bravo throttle. Like these buttons up here cause a bug with the CRJ that I think I fixed. But you're absolutely right. The CRJ is pretty decent as far as fidelity goes. You're absolutely right. And the INI 310. Oh my God! If the INI 310 dropped into Microsoft today, I would uninstall X-Plane 11, waiting for X-Plane 12. I'm not saying I'm done with X-Plane by any means. I think everybody who's been around this channel knows that I've pretty much been standing by X-Plane pretty hardcore. You know, like X-Plane has been my thing, but now I'm at the point where let's just do it. Let's go to 34. I think was our cruise. Open climb it up, 340. There's 18,000. We'll go ahead and set standard. Standard set, past the 17.5. Check. Just hand fly so nice. I mean, I'm really enjoying this hand flying this airplane with 15. If you guys have this set up here with the stick, I'm 100% confident now in that 15% curvature as opposed to the 33%. You know, I think 33% maybe for some other sticks, but for this specific setup, that 15 is just perfect. Like, see, I just make these little fine, like I wish you could see how I'm just using my fingertips, really. Kind of like that one bus driver video someone posted in the Discord, but just ever so slightly, just put it where you want it, put that black square right in the command bars and let go, let the airplane fly. Beautiful stuff. Autopilot 1's coming on, a live cam is coming back. We're coming back into the cockpit. Let me turn the sim sounds down a little bit here. And we're climbing up to 340. Our checks are complete. Let's enjoy some views, shall we? Have I had some trouble with your X-Plane 11? Yeah, I have. So last night after the stream, I did some work on it. I've recovered most of my Orbix. Well, I say recovered. I reinstalled, got all my Orbix installed on the West Coast. I got California, Portland, and Seattle all back up and running. I think I have Ortho. I have my Fork Boy in Salt Lake City back. So I'm probably going to be doing some streams in X-Plane. I want to do another AirCal flight. I was actually thinking IXCG 737-300. You know, we haven't flown that airplane in ages. And I'd like to do some Piedmont VA stuff. So we might do some AirCal stuff in the West Coast, just because that's where I have my scenery. I'd love to go up to Syracuse. I know the PVA group is doing a Syracuse Focus City month, but my Fork Boy is gone. And because I switched drives, I don't even have it, so I have to re-download, reconvert all the files that I had for Ortho on the Northeast, which absolutely sucks. I don't even want to do it. I might just do V-States. I've heard good things about V-States, and if V-States is easier to install, I might just, where I've lost all my Fork Boy, I might just do V-States. MD-80 AirCal Freedom, that's another good one. I might do that one instead. You're right. Absolutely right. Oh, look at the views down there. This whole flight, I'm telling you, this whole flight is going to be juice views all the way down. What do you mean by black command bars? Where can I learn? Flying Mike, absolutely, man. Sorry, sometimes, you know, I speak with the assumption that that's my mistake. So as you can tell, you can't even see it right now. So the green, the flight director, as it's commonly called, these are called command bars. Or flight director. It's interchangeable, but I think Airbus actually, you know, we call this the command bars, or straight into the command bars. So you have a lateral command bar and a vertical command bar. Now you have your attitude indicator, your ADI here, and you see this black inlay here. These are your wings, and there's a square right there. Matter of fact, I turned the flight director off. So now you can see that black square? Sometimes you just call, like, squeeze the black out of it. So you want to manipulate the aircraft to put those green flight director bars right over that black square, because that's exactly where it should be. Whether you're doing an RNAV, RMP, Zulu, whatever the hell approach you're doing, in a perfect world, this is what it should look like. Now, it's not going to look like that all the time, especially if you're hand flying, but that's what you strive for. And the thing to remember is you don't want to get sucked in, especially if it's a visual. You don't want to just focus all your attention right here, but when you do your scan, this is what you should be scanning. You know, come here, scan your box, you know, and then you go back out, speed, altitude, course, all that good stuff. You don't want to get super hyper focused, but that's what you're looking at. Now, when you do single engine stuff in the sim, real world, like for recurrent, this is, you know, you do become a little bit more hyper focused on this box here, because you have to do a hand flown ILS single engine, and with the rudder coordination, you don't want to get sucked in, because if you forget to coordinate your rudder, you'll be flying down all side slipped, and every time you bank, it'll throw off your slip, and it's a pain in the butt. So you got to make sure you don't get too focused, but you're striving to get this right here. That's the picture you want to see. All right, we'll zoom it out. We have a little bit of time, but not a lot of time to chill. So let's go ahead, and we got about 70-something miles. I'm going to put this in here, SKPS. I got some Colombian music downloaded. Well, I say Colombian. I searched for Colombia, and it came up with Modern Latin on the Epidemic Sound Studios. So we're going to turn down the sim pretty much to off. And then we're going to get the music on so we can chill just for a few minutes. And actually, what I want to do is come back over here, and I want to go settings, audio, exterior. Oh, it's already down, -45. And let's just verify our cruise altitude. What did I say? 3.4, and we're climbing a 3.4. We got 10,000 feet to go. Beautiful. Outside we go. Enjoy that. Let's get some modern Latin music going on here. I didn't pick it. This is just from Epidemic Sounds. Here we go. Hopefully the volumes are okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on our way to Pasto. Can we do some go-rounds today? Douglas Phillips. We might end up having to do one. I'm hoping we don't, but maybe in store for us. We'll see. Scrolling back in the chat. V-States are awesome. Thanks, Paul. I'll have to check it out. I may be going that route. What's the difference for this stick to the Thrustmaster TCA, if you'd please comment? GD, so I did a video, a dedicated video on this side stick and why I think, in my personal opinion, it's the closest representation to the real thing that you can get. Now, I understand that not everybody's in a position where they want to sacrifice a lot of button functionality on their side stick. That is the major down player you're going to get if you go this route, because this is a replica basically from the real airplane. You have 2 buttons. I got autopilot disconnect and a trigger for mic comms. That's it. So it's very much a, I would say, hardcore simmer enthusiast side stick route. The TCA stick is very good if you want to fly multiple airplanes, if you've got, you know, you don't want to just fly Airbus, you want to change it around. It's got the ability to be adaptable, very much like how I prefer my Honeycomb Bravo throttle. It's very adaptable to different airplanes that I fly. But for me, being as a hardcore Airbus driver, I really wanted to capture the feeling, the hand-flying feeling of the Airbus. And the TCA stick just wasn't going to cut it for me. The TCA stick, like I said, it's good for multi-airplanes having functionality, but this represents the real thing. And the only thing that's not 100% accurate, as I would say, is, you know, the breakaway tension with the Thrustmaster is just a tiny bit firmer than the real airplane, but once you hold the side stick under load, or once you're moving the side stick in motion, to me it's almost identical to the real aircraft. So, and I was talking about this in the Discord to one of my members, but I'm okay with it being a little bit stiffer than the real airplane to get the side stick to move, like that initial breakaway tension, because in the real airplane, when you go ahead and you start to make an input, you immediately feel that input on your body as G load, as G forces, right? In the sim, we don't have that. So having a little bit extra force to kind of dampen any inputs we may put in on the stick here in the sim, I'm totally okay with it being, I think it helps capture that realism. But I mean, my hand movements and everything I do, and you guys that you see here on the Captain Cam, is literally my exact hand movements that you would see in the real airplane. And what I want to do is I'd like to get a video of actually me hand flying an airplane in real life, and then we'll put them up side by side to see what it looks like. But the way I grip it, you know, sometimes I just do a little thumb pressure, sometimes I do the full grip. This just depends, but it is exactly 100% muscle memory of how I hand fly the real airplane. So it's more of a hardcore route, and it's not for everybody. It is expensive. You got to buy a grip, you got to buy a base, unless you already have a base. But that's the long short answer. Fort Myers to Atlanta 757-200. Ooh, that sounds like a good flight. 35, almost up to cruise altitude. I don't usually do go-arounds, but when I do, it's fly-by-wire. All right, if I'm online and this works, I'm at the foot of the runway at Pasto. Going to try and capture this on video on my end. Max, that'd be awesome, man. That'd be awesome. Yeah, we're going to be setting up for the RNAV Yankee 02 down there. Now, the airplane draws the approach just fine. It doesn't app nav up like it should, because I don't think we have a true VNAV, and it is an RMP approach. So hopefully the clouds will be such that we can just bird it down. We're going to throw the bird on. We're going to follow the line, and wait till you see this approach, guys. It is landing on an aircraft carrier 100% for an Airbus. Dream Virtual, hello from Italy. Awesome, Dream Virtual, what's up? Big fan of your beautiful and professional YouTube channel. Dream Virtual, well, thank you so much for the kind words, man. Very much appreciated. Welcome on board. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. Fun fact, my side stick comes from Italy, so glad to have you on board. Welcome. Cactus 1549 says, one of the biggest difference between the sim and real life flying I felt on my training flight is just 100% Cactus, G-force. G-forces is something that you can't replicate unless maybe you have a chair that simulates it for you, but it really changes the game in what you do with the controls, because you can feel it on your body 100%. Visibility is good? Awesome. Hopefully it stays that way. Douglas, you served 3 years on a aircraft carrier? Well, thank you for your service, sir. It says crazy flight deck. Yeah, I've heard it's very crazy. I flew with one of my favorite captains when I was an FO. He was I'm trying to remember what, he was a marshaller. I forget what jacket color that is. You go by colors, right? But he had some crazy stories marshalling F-14 Tomcats in the Gulf War, so. Wojtek! What is up, Wojtek? Good to see you. Thank you for the $10 dono. Very much appreciated, sir. I just had 3 letters negative on altitude on ND tape after landing. Any idea? Thanks. Yeah, your altimeter is off, bud. So, I shouldn't say it's off, but it may be so close to the point where you're actually below MSL 0. So that'll happen if your altimeter is a little bit off or the altimeter setting is old. You'll see that. Totally normal. Just make sure you check your altimeter setting, verify it is the current one. It's probably not by much. You may just be 10 feet below, you know, but that's what that is. You get that negative on the ND on the tape, on the speed tape. But thank you for your support, Wojtek. Very much appreciated, sir. Yeah, the side stick came from Italy. The Flight Sim project team in Italy is who delivered, who came up with the side stick. I am near Cali, Colombia. Should be getting close to the top of climb here. Ooh, we just leveled off. Do we do our announcement already? Let's go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again from the flight deck, your captain speaking. We've just reached our cruising altitude for the flight. As we begin to settle in, I do want to remind you to please keep your feet and elbows clear from the aisle, as the flight attendants will be coming through the cabin with galley carts shortly. Also, one more reminder to please refrain from congregating near the front galley where the flight deck door is located. Thank you.
Ah, love it. Absolutely love it. Speaking of F-14s, have you ever watched Ward Carroll? Oh, yeah, it's funny you mention it. Yes, Fubar, I have. I've watched quite a few of his videos. I love it. I love his channel. Came in late, watched the takeoff, then jumped to live. Going back to the apron, the pushback program uses separate audio files for each message. So I reckon anyone could record their own versions and hear it being used as long as the same file names. I haven't tried it, but we'll do. Interesting. That's very interesting. I do not play Infinite Flight. I've never played it, so I unfortunately can't comment on it. Any interesting stories, things that have happened while flying, complaining cargo? Or Chris, you know, as of late, it's been pretty calm, which is good. I did have somebody show me a picture the other day of the lavatory. I guess somebody was vaping in the lav, and what they did is they wet a towel. And they threw it on the vent or whatever, and it was being held in position because of the suction. I don't know. It's weird. Like, really? I mean, that's a federal offense to smoke on an airplane. That's a big deal, so they had to deal with that. But for me personally, it's been quiet, which is good. That's the way I like it. But no, I've had my fair share. I'm sure I'll have more. One of the last ones I had, Chris, speaking of smoking on an airplane, was I was on a waters route. I think we were going into, were we going to the islands? I think we were going to the islands from the northeast. I can't remember where we took off from, with LaGuardia or maybe it's Baltimore, I don't know. Regardless, we're out over the Atlantic on the waters route, so we're 100 plus miles offshore. We get a lav smoke in the aft lav. Somebody decided to vape in the airplane in the aft, and the vape will still set it off. But yeah, that's just never good, because now we got to go. I mean, it'll wake you up if you're sitting up there struggling to stay awake. You get a lav smoke go off, that'll definitely wake you up real quick. But yeah, they're on the no-fly list now. So if you want to be on a no-fly list, that's one of the fastest ways to do it. GD, I'm reading your comment here. You said doesn't need any add-ons, just out of the box to get this realistic visual quality. X-Plane took 16 terabytes, tons of add-ons and knowledge to get this set up, and still lack our most refer to the same. GD, so here's the thing about Microsoft Flight Sim. As far as add-ons, in my personal opinion, I don't think you need very many, especially as far as like scenery is concerned. Yeah, they have some really nice sceneries out there. I know Orbix has some really good sceneries. I love their sceneries. They're high quality for airports. But other than that, I've got the Pushback plugin, which I think was free, or it might be payware. I can't remember. And then I'm flying the FlyByWire mod, which is free. So there is literally no add-ons. I have a scenery, I have a $10 scenery down there at the airport we're flying into. But man, you don't even need, like, I know there's a Google Map mod, but I mean, I don't think it's worth even messing with the files. I'm going to keep my sim just the way it is with the Bing Ortho. It looks just as good. Everything you've seen has been pretty much default, other than a handful of airports that have a payware scenery on it. But yeah, it's getting there. I mean, we just need some more airplanes. When more airplanes release, it's going to be very difficult to not fly this sim. Shaquille O'Neal, what's up, man? Watching live from Charlotte Gate Alpha 3. Hope everyone's doing well. Shaquille O'Neal, what's up, man? From Alpha 3 in X-Plane? Or from Alpha 3 in real life, man? Welcome aboard. Glad to have you on, Shaq. Will you buy the Phoenix? Stream virtual? Absolutely, man. Absolutely, I'll buy the Phoenix. Day one. I even said that I'll probably be calling out. If I can swing it, I will fly the Phoenix on stream the day it releases, if I'm not out on an overnight somewhere. Oh, how far we got? We only got about... Let's check our mileage. Oh yeah, we're 163 miles. We need to start prepping. We'll go ahead and chill our modern Latin music. We'll go ahead and fade that out of here. Thank you. Don Basilion. We'll go ahead and fade him out, and we need to start prepping. So let's go ahead and get some sim sounds back in the game here. MaxRank. We'll get this dono before we start our preparation. MaxRank, $10 super chat. Thank you, sir. Track FPA plus bird for the win, Captain. Let's see you hold this 3.2 degree on the descent. Oh boy, here we go. Max, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. He is indeed correct. So we are going to be flying the bird on this approach down. 3.2 degrees is the pre-programmed path for the VNAV RMP profile, which we can't fly nabbed up. So we're going to have to fly it manually. It's going to take some stick and rudder, but I think we're going to be just fine. If we got to go around, we got plenty of extra gas, and our alternate is looking good. Visibility should be good. So let's go ahead and get ready. Shaq says, in real life, working the ramp today. Ah, working the ramp. Very nice, Shaq. Very nice. Airplanes won't move without ramp crew, man. Without the ramp crew, we're going nowhere. Glad I requested this route. Didn't think I'd see you do it. Can't wait to watch it. Fly Guy. Yeah, that's right. I think you did suggest it. Absolutely, man. I'm in love with this airport. All right, we're gonna load this up. SKPS 02. Let's pull up the most recent weather here. Let's go AOC weather request. I don't want anything other than that. We'll go ahead and send that off. Let's go ahead and pull up the approach chart. Get rid of SKRG. What's going on here? Where's my... There we go. Douglas Phillips coming in with a $20 massive dono. Thank you, Douglas Phillips, so much for that, man. Max Bank Angle Check V1. Douglas, positive rates to you, sir. Thank you so much for that monster dono. Very much appreciated. We are going to get our bank angle checks in as I just pull up the plate. Here we go, guys. This is our bank angle check right here. This is going to be some serious yanking and banking, and we're going to try not to hit the mountain. So thank you, Douglas. Very much appreciated, sir. Very, very much appreciated. Thank you for that. Okay, RNAV 02 Yankee. The barrel reference is 6,300 feet. Also have to worry about high density altitude. Let's, what was our weather here? Let's pull it up. Receive messages. The newest METAR print. 350 at 6. Broken, scattered, 20 and 1020. So 350 at 6 is the wind. We got to keep an eye on that. 350 at 6. And let me pull it out. Put it back up here. I love this. I love that little function there. So cool. 1020 on the meter. That is set. Temperature is 20. Alright, our perf data is set. VAP is 135. We want to cross the MER VOR. Maximum of 14, minimum of 12. I can tell you right now, I'm thinking I want to just cross it at 12,000 feet. So I'm going to set that in there. So let's do some math. RadNav page. Let's load up Mike Echo Romeo for, oh, not Mercedes. Mercedes? I don't know. I'm butchering the names, but if I keep drinking Colombian coffee, maybe my pronunciation will start getting better. So MER is hard tuned. I want to do a flight plan, fix info, MER, reference fix, just for now. So right now, I'm 105 miles. I want to cross it at 12,000. So we're going to do our 3-degree descent path. 83 miles for descent. Max already has it out. Let me verify his math here. I'm going to do our little calculation. So we're at 34,000 feet. We're going to get down to 12,000. That's 22 times 3 is 66, Max. You lie to me. 66 miles out. I'm going to add 10, call it 76. Give me an extra 4. Give me 80 miles. We're going to start down to cross at 12,000 over the VOR. So we're going to dial in 12,000 up here. 12,000 is set. All right, so let's go over the approach brief here. And just as a forewarning, I have never done this approach. This is a full-blown, my first time experiencing this. I loaded into the scenery to make sure it looked good, and it sure did. But I've never flown this approach, so we're going to do it together here. Let's read through this. RF required, we don't have that. Double GNSS and IRS required for RMP 15. I doubt we have that. Procedure not authorized with remote QNH. We do have a proper QNH. Procedure not authorized at night. We're not at night. Oh, that's with the PAPI out. Procedure not authorized below 12C. It's not. Or above 27C. Interesting. Very, very interesting. It's not above 27. We're good. RMP 0.5 for these fixes to these fixes. And then here's your, I guess that's your radius to fix. RF leg, 963. 965 to 964. So 965 to 964, you need an RNP of 0.5. Here we go. So coming down, looks like the intermediate fix of 965 is at 8,800. We have to maintain 8,800 to 964. Then we start down on a 3.2 slope. You can see that right here, 3.2 degrees. Number 2, what's the note? VGSI and descent path angle are not coincident. So we got to make sure when we break out, we don't freak out because we're below the PAPIs. That does not apply, okay? So 3.2, if we do a 3.2 pat down, you're probably going to see a couple reds. This is the left turn arc that we're going to hand fly, which is highly illegal. And hopefully we see the runway. Runway touchdown is 59.51. So let's just call it 6,000 feet. Okay, we got to keep that in mind. So 8,000 feet would be our stable. We're going to be configured here before the turn. So I would like to be fully configured before we crank over here from 8,800. So I'm going to plan to have the aircraft fully configured, gear down at VAP speed, because this is 150 knot max restriction here as well. So yeah, that would make sense. We're going to be fully configured by 964. We'll do the RF turn. We'll do it in the bird mode. And then hopefully we'll line up for runway 02. If we have to go missed, it's an RNP track straight out, then a left turn, basically following this all the way out to PS 588, procedure turn, come back and hold. Alright, that's pretty self-explanatory. Look at this terrain, good grief. 13.9, 15.8, 16,000. Holy crap. All right, we're going to do an auto brakes low. There's 80 miles. Let's go ahead and start down. Thrust throttle open descent. Just looking at that. Let's look at the airport diagram here. No, I don't want to. Why do I keep doing that? Get out of there. Let's look at the actual diagram of the airport runway. 10.9. We're landing on 02, so it looks like we're going to have to double back. We've got a U-turn here. We'll do a turnaround. We'll come back and park
Welcome
here.
Flight deck, ladies and gentlemen. As you may have noticed, we have begun our initial descent down to our destination. Now would be a good time to wrap up any business you need to take care of as we prepare for our approach. If you are up, once you return to your seat, we ask that you remain seated until the aircraft arrives safely at the gate. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
Outstanding. Outstanding indeed. Okay. Any questions? Auto brakes low, full reverse, full flaps configured before we start the turn. We will throw in the track FPA mode. I don't believe we can dial in a flight director path of 3.2. So what I'm going to try to do is if I pull up the bird now, so like in real life, I'd be able to adjust the flight path vector to be at 3.2 degrees. I don't think it's manipulatable. Manipulatable? That doesn't sound like a word. It should be, though. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to try to keep the tail pretty much where it is right now. So on the bird mode, if you keep the tail exactly level with the horizon, that's 3 degrees. So we need to be just a little bit less than level, or just a little bit less than equal with the horizon. So about 3.2 degrees. Something to keep in mind here, 6,300 feet. That's about 1,300 feet above the touchdown zone. So when we break out at mins, if we pull up that chart again, you know, at PS 963, I'd like to be getting really close to that, to our mins, because that's a 1.5 miles from the runway, about 1,300 feet above the touchdown zone. Yeah, so we'll be just below the Pappies. So if we can be at our minimums by this fix here, I think we'll be looking all right. Now, we got to be careful not to get too low, because I could tell by the runway it's literally on a cliff. And if you come in low, you'll smash the, I keep wanting to say fantail. It's not a ship, but like very much like a carrier approach, you'll hit the fantail if you come in too low below the ball. So don't want to be low. Being high is not the end of the world. We can always go around. Let's double check our fuel. I guess it still didn't update. That's interesting. Must be a little glitch with the fuel. But right now we have 9.2 on board, which doesn't sound like a lot, but we're in a Neo, so that's actually pretty good. All right, any questions? No questions? Good. Let's enjoy the arrival. So I have moved to Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Sim. I wouldn't say it completely. Very close, though. It's just, it's hard to get away from the sim. It really is. Thank you, Douglas. I can hold 3.2, so I'm going to try it. Good luck on this approach. I've done it, and it's scary. Captain Jarrett, thank you for the words of encouragement. I have not done it yet, but we shall see. Max says it's not too tight on the turn, so don't worry about it, which that's fine. We can leave the, we'll basically follow the green on the ND. I mean, if it's visual, we could do it visual, too. Another 2 go-arounds, so today, I'm hoping we don't have to do a go-around. Although it seems like the more go-arounds we do, the more viewers you get on each landing, so I should try that as a strategy one time, just see how many go-arounds we can do. Do you treat the descent timing of the FMGC just as a reference, and mostly you rather start descent on your own? For real life, most of the time air traffic control is going to tell you when to go down. I mean, you could prompt air traffic control, say, hey, can we start down early? They may or they may not let you. Real life, it's pretty much up to air traffic control. But yeah, it's kind of a guide. You know, you can get a little bit past it. You can get down with the speed brakes. If you descend early, it's not a big deal, but you're just wasting gas at that point. That's Karma. I think this plane has some sort of VNAV right now. I was flying it the other day and I pushed altitude and it followed the constraints on the way down. Interesting. You might have some pseudo VNAV in there. I know it seems to level on the departure procedures. It'll follow VNAV on the departure. Weather is good so far. Wind picked up a little bit on the sock, but nothing bad. All right. You guys are about to see some serious juice views here. Is there a speed restriction over the VOR? Max 230 knots. All right. So if that's the case, we are 40 miles. We got 8, 16, 24. We got plenty of time. We'll slow down once we get down there a little bit lower. We are starting to descend into the terrain, my friends. Just make sure you press the right button on the replay. Yes. Don't let me shut the engines down. If I don't shut the engines down, the replay mode works pretty good. So I'm counting on you guys to not let me shut the replay down. I'm going to get the replay loaded up right now, ready to go. So in real life, top of descent is just a reference? Yeah, absolutely. It's just a reference for air traffic control. They may tell you to start down, or they may forget. They may tell you to pound sand. Just depends. It's definitely not a like a hard restriction. Passed my PAR written with 98%. Rex Royce, congratulations, sir. Good to get those writtens knocked out, man. Congratulations. Takes a lot of load off, takes some stress off for sure. I got you, Flight Simmer. All right. Because I saw it. It went into out constraint or went into out star mode on the departure, and I was like, oh, keep going, keep climbing. But I got you. We'll get her down. We'll get her down. Flew Dallas to Houston once, and the gate scheduling computer at Dallas was down. All scheduling done by ground crew with phone and clipboard at every gate. 3-hour delay. Oh my goodness. That is no bueno, Al. I've been flying during a major meltdown like that. I was in New York. It was actually in LaGuardia at my regional carrier. And there was a massive meltdown system-wide, and people were, it was bad. It was to the point where, like, okay, people going to Baltimore, over here. People going to Philadelphia, over here. I literally show up to gate thinking, like, where are we going? We're like, I don't know. What are you legal for, time-wise? I'm like, well, we just started. All right, so you're going to go to Baltimore. Okay, I guess we're going to Baltimore. I mean, it was a meltdown mode to the massive extent, similar to what you're describing. All right, 16.2. What was the meter? 3012. 3012 is the meter. Let's go ahead and set that. Or no, what is it in Columbia units? 1020. 1020 is set once and twice. Seatbelt sign is on. Here we go. Oh, look at that.
Subscriber ahead.
Thank you for the subscribe, Victor. Welcome on board. Douglas, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it does or not. We could try it. But because of the speed restriction, I'll manage it up for sure. It should hold it as long as the approach mode is activated. Look at this, with the rainbow down there. Yeah, this is why I'm in Microsoft, guys. I mean, this is so ridiculous. So ridiculously good looking. What a time to be a flight simmer. What a time to be a flight simmer. I mean, real life needs an update because this looks better than real life, honestly. Brian V, what's up, man? Yeah, ice is melted. We're all good, my friend. We're all good. Thank you. Written was holding me from my check ride, so after a month I can finally fly again and hopefully take the check ride in a month or two. Nice, Rex. Well, there you go. So now you can completely focus on the flying part. Nicely done, sir. Do you find the Neos are a little easier to slow down due to the drag? Yeah, next to you. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like they slow down on the ground roll, too. Like, before you even go into full reverse, you can really feel the deceleration, those big N1 blades sticking out. Douglas, I'm just wondering because I have R&P coming up in about 20 miles. Dan Land, what's up, man? Welcome on board, sir. All right, we're plus 21. How are the sim sounds? Sim sounds good. There's 12. I'm going to select speed right now. We're going to scroll it all the way back to 230. Matter of fact, I'm going to come right back to 210. All right, after MER, we are on a descent to cross PS 966 at 10,000. So there is, we're coming up on our out. Let's slow it down a little bit here. Let's get a little spoid brake action so you guys can see it. Oh yeah. Subtle wing flex, I know. That subtle wing flex is awesome. Alright, there's alt star. As soon as we go into alt mode, which is right now. Now vertical speed is leveling off. There we go. Let's dial in 10,000 for our next fix. We've got the spoid brakes out. Spoid brake. What is the best way to become a pilot in America? Get on with one of those flight school programs like United Aviate, or I know there's a bunch of them out there. American's got some. Delta has some, I think. Get on a flight school program. That's how I would do it. Look at that. We're actually below green dot, but we're not below F speed. Wow. What's our weight? 100. Oh my gosh, we're nearly at max weight. Huh. We are literally 8 pounds. We are 9 pounds above our max landing weight right now. Interesting. Let's go ahead and descend down to 10,000. Fuel dump tutorial. No fuel dump on the Neo. Zaki, welcome to Private Pilot, sir. Welcome on board. Exclamation point welcome. Nightbot will give you some more information on your new perks here at the channel. Glad to have some new members. We've been getting a lot of new members recently. I do very much appreciate all of you guys, all your support, all the membership supports. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you. Alright, we're going to have to just do this sketchway. I'm going to dial up 180 here. We're going to go into VLS. I mean, this is an interesting little window we got ourselves into, you guys. Flaps 1. Alright, with flaps 1, we shouldn't have a problem coming back to 180. 180 on the speed. There's VFE next minus 10. Let's extend flaps 2. Hang the gear early. With you, Captain. With you, Zaki. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Was 200 the right speed for VFE1? I don't think so. I think it should be 230, right? Where's the VFE flaps 1, 230 knots? Yeah, it might have been a little low. That might have been why it was, because this didn't come down. It should have come all the way down if it was intended to be there. So yeah, you're onto something, Sam. You're absolutely, because like that can't be right. All right, we're officially below max landing weight. Wow, we're doing this approach at max landing weight? Are you kidding? Maybe I should go auto brakes medium. Let's go to brakes medium, just to be safe. Okay, we have 180 knots at 8,800. After passing this next fix, we're at 10,000. We're in IMC. Temperature is plus 16. We don't have to worry about ice. We're not getting to see any juice views. I told you guys we're going to have all this juice. It looks like we might. We're starting to break out. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. We might have to do a go around just to make sure the clouds maybe get some more views. Oh, yeah, we're coming into the juice now. It's starting to show up. What's the difference between Navigraph and Ultimate and Nav Data? I don't know, Swales. I've never even heard of that other one. The newest one I've flown, youngest in your fleet? Oh man, I flew one that was just a couple flights old from delivery. I can't remember. I mean, obviously there's it's probably a 2021 model at the time, last year. Maybe it was longer ago. But I remember I flew one, whatever year it was, I flew it, and it literally was probably on its third flight from delivery, so it was pretty cool. It actually still had a bunch of stuff wrong with it, which was kind of interesting. All right, we're at 10,000 feet. We got to go to 8,800 after that. I'm going to go ahead and switch this over to 100 feet. We'll dial in 8,800. We should probably make a radio call. Pasto traffic, Latam Colombia 357. Setting up for the RNAV 02 Yankee into Pasto. I don't know what airport's called. Pasto, Nina. All I know is it looks awesome. Look at this shot here. Look at this terrain, guys. Are you kidding? Look at this terrain. I'm telling you right now, every flight simmer, every streamer needs to be flying in here the next like month. I never knew this airport existed. I've never even heard of it. But I'm gonna have to fly in here with X-Plane as well. I'd love to fly a bunch of different airplanes in here. All right, there's our fix. Let's go ahead and open descent down. Do aircraft have new plane smell? Yeah, you bet. They sure do, man. All right, there's our descent. We can be at 8,800 all the way to 964, so we got a little bit of time. The only thing we have to worry about is our speed. All right, let's go ahead and activate, confirm the approach phase. We don't have ATC on.
Please prepare for landing.
So let's just go ahead and get all of our stuff on right now as we go through 10,000 feet. We're activated, 1,000 feet to go, and we're coming in. Look at this. Stefan, I think that, United 7.5, there was an American 7.5 in Cali, Colombia. I think that was just a little bit further north. Do you think the 7.6 can make it? Know nothing of this airport. I don't know, flying with Mike. I don't know. 7.6 might be a little big. I bet you can get a 7.5 in here, though. All right, let's go ahead and start slowing it all the way back now. We're going to start, remember now we're going to actually configure. So if I manage it, will you go to VAP speed? It will. Beautiful. There's VFE next, -10. Takeoff and landing cam is coming up. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go gear down. Sway brake arm. I'm going to hold flaps full until we are in the descent. All right, replay is active. It's going to be a long replay, but we got the replay active. We are landing over there. Oh, you can see it off the left wing. How cool is this? There's the airport, guys. There's the airport. All right, we're going to have to start down very soon, but let's go by this window view. Look how close the terrain is to the airplane. Watch the mountains. Look at this. This is so sick. All right, we're gonna get a lot of call outs. Here's our waypoint. I'm gonna go autopilot off. I'm gonna go flight directors off. I'm gonna go bird mode on. And I'm gonna go manage speed. And we're gonna go flaps full. And we're just going to bird this sucker down. We have replay, so let's fly the airplane. All right, we have replay, so let's just fly the airplane. Let's go ahead and start that 3.2 degree path down. I'm going to kind of follow the dashed magenta here, or I'm sorry, the dashed green on my ND. I probably could have left it in nav mode, but we are visual. We actually have visual reference now, so we're essentially just calling this a visual circle to 02. We're on speed. Landing checklist is complete. We're looking good. Keep that descent rate coming up a little shallow. So we want to be at minimums by that final approach fixed point. That'll give us about 1,300 feet above touchdown zone. We're looking good right now. You caught that, Sam? Yeah. Alright, I feel like I need to pick up the descent rate a little bit here. We're out of 8,000 now.
$1,000.
That's incorrect. I mean, it's not incorrect. The Jipwoos will probably be doing that, but we're not 1,000 feet above touchdown yet. Remember, touchdown is 6,000 feet, so we just went 2,000 feet above touchdown at this point right now. This is very important you understand that concept, especially on approaches like this. Looks like we're doing all right. Check out these views. Bank angle checked. Berto, what's up, man? Welcome, dude. You joined just in time, man.
1,000.
Shallow it out a little bit there. We're getting a little bit... Oh, I can see the runway. Runway's in view now. I'm actually just going to go ahead and go visual. We're not going to worry about the dash green line. I'm going to go ahead and straighten out this leg, and then we'll make a nice turn to final. About 1,000 feet above minimums right now. We're a little bit high. Let's go ahead and pick up that descent rate. I'm about 800 feet high. So because of that, I'm going to swing a little bit wide, and then I'm going to work it back. So I'm going to intentionally swing a little bit wide here. Let's go a little bit wide, and now we're going to crank it back over. This little S-turn on final will give me a little extra time to get down without having to do a go-around. Okay, I'm starting to come down on the pappies now. I see one red.
100 above.
All right, now we're going to get back into the finals here. We're looking real good. Two
Minimum.
whites, two reds. Don't fall to the illusion.
1,000.
A little bit low.
500.
Jeez.
300. 200. 100. 50. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Spoilers. Reverse green. Decel. Oh man, that was a little squirrely. We got a little squirrely on the approach manual brakes. We got a little bit squirrely there. That S-turn, I was having a hard time getting us set up after the S-turn. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived. That was sweet. The fly-by-wire drew it perfectly. Yeah, it was perfectly drawn on the nav page. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording so it's not super long. We got to do a taxi back here. Spin it around. We might do a little off-roading here. Don't pay attention to that. Just wait till next week. We'll have this sorted. Promise you. Got some special juice coming. So I posted a picture or a video in the Discord of an A318 Avianca, and I feel like I looked exactly like he did. He swung it wide, and then he came back to the left, and then he ended up going around. But we got her down. All right, well, let's... typically you don't reconfigure on the runway, but because we have a long taxi back, we're going to reconfigure now. So let's go ahead. We'll leave the lights on. We'll go speed brakes, disarm, flaps up, juice sound. Look at these. Look at this. I need to fly here in real life. I'm booking a ticket down here just so I could see this for myself. Can you slip an airliner? You sure can. Not recommended, though. Just ask the Gimli glider crew. All right, we're not going to shut the engines off. Don't shut the engines off. Don't shut the engines off. I should have went around just for fun, just so we do the approach again. I feel like I can get better. That was my first ever attempt. I feel like if I were to do it again, I think we would nail it. We're definitely going to do it again. All right, we're going to clear the active here. Pasto traffic, land 357. We're clear of runway 02 on the ramp. Leave the engines on. All right, leaving the engines on. Taxi light off, wing light off, that's off, strobes coming off. Need a little bit more juice here to get up the hill. Let's park it right here. I mean, terrible parking job, but at this point, do we even care? No. Do the auto throttle red disconnect buttons for you in the sun? They don't. I haven't bound them yet in the sim. I haven't bound them yet in the sim, man. All right, so what I'm gonna do? Oh, there's somebody on final. Let's see how he does. I'm not gonna shut the engines down. Here comes. Let's watch this guy land, and then we're gonna go right into the replay mode. I'm gonna leave the engines running. This is not a default scenery. This is the, get out of this cam. This is a payware scenery. I think it's $10. It's on the Microsoft store. It's like Lowy on steroids. Exactly. Exactly, Tom. This is Lowy on steroids. This is my new favorite approach to fly, period. Because you can do the ILS or LOC to runway 20 and then break off, do a visual circle. But I want to try this in the TOLUS. I want to try this in the 727. I mean, could you imagine? Oh, that's what we got to do. Maybe tomorrow, should we do this approach in the 727? An X-plane? Thank you, Fubar. Take it easy, my friend. Did that guy make it? Oh, yeah, there he is. He's coming. He's coming. I wish I had my drone cam. Might have to do a 727 because I don't have scenery down here anyway, so I might as well fly it next plane. Oh, he made it. That looked firm. He made it. All right. What I'm going to do as well, let's go ahead and extend the flaps all the way out for replay. We'll go flaps full for the replay. And we're going to go into replay mode right now. Do it in the A300. Oh, there's so many airplanes we could fly down here. I need a... All right, let's just watch this. I need somebody to put together like an ortho pack for me. I got to make some ortho for down here. All right, here we go. Let's watch this replay. Let's watch this from the inside view only on this first go around, shall we? I mean, just look at this. This is the passenger view right here. And this is all default around the airport. I mean, this is just Microsoft being Microsoft. 727 will be cool. I can give you a link for scenery and Pasto X-plane. Andres, put it in the X-plane chat in the Discord, man. I'll definitely check it out. I'll see if I can get something set up, and we might even just do the same flight. We might just go from Rio Negro to Pasto in X-plane. Look at that. Look at the spoilers working. But yeah, if you give me that scenery, we'll be able to, I'll check it out. Look at this. This is awesome. Are you kidding? Passenger view is less scary? Or baby bus? Yeah, Berto 319. 319 would be a lot of fun down here too. Avianca 319 with the IAE engines. Ignorance is bliss for the packs. Yeah, you know, honestly, it doesn't look all that bad until you start rolling out here. You're rolling out in this gorge, and you see the cliff Oh, I was supposed to disconnect from VATSIM. Rip. There we go. 737-200 would be cool. Yeah. MaxRank, I told you. I'm so jazzed about this place. Hit the like button, guys, if you enjoy this content, if you enjoy this stream. Because I think I'm going to be doing some more flights in here. These airports are made for 7.5s. Yeah, I think you could get a 7.5 in here nicely. You might be on the brakes hard, but I don't see why you couldn't. Oh, look at that with the rain shaft over there.
$1,000.
Just looks stunning. Do circuits in a different planes in one stream? I don't think I have anything else bound up that I could fly right now. Oh, you mean just in general? That'd be a good idea. Look at this gorge. So yeah, this is where you start to sweat. So like I was definitely high. A little bit high here. I'm like, all right, I'm going to swing us out. I'm going to swing us out wide. Jeez. This is wild. Alright, so here we go. So I'm swinging us out wide. Passengers right now are totally bank angle checked. They're like, what is this guy doing? Now up in the cockpit view, so here we go. So now I got to straighten it out in time. Coming in over the cliff. I mean, I even felt like we hit an updraft. There's all the passenger seats right here. Look at that. Oh, that was a pretty good touchdown, actually. I think that was pretty good. Oh, yes, sir. I thought this was a plane initially over here, that little situation. All right, let's go ahead and back it up. We're going to watch it from the outside. We're not going to do the full replay, so let's go ahead and back it up again. Pause it. We'll do it from right here. Let's watch the touchdown. Oh my goodness. Screenshot. Sail activated. Look at that. I definitely felt an updraft right there. That wasn't just me. You can even see it in the airplane. And that's what would be really challenging about this in real life. All right, let's see how we do on touchdown. Let's go to the wheel cam here. I felt like we did pretty good. Arrest the descent a little bit. Hold it, hold it. It might have been a little firm. Probably a 250. Maybe a 250-ish. Got her back on that center line. Sweet. Let's watch a couple. We'll watch a couple from here. I'll let you guys enjoy the views from all the way around. I'm going to sign it off right here, right now. Thank you so much, everybody, tuning in for this stream into Pasto, Colombia, whatever it's called. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too. Thank you, mods, for hanging out. Max, thank you for the screenshots and the thumbnails, man. Much appreciated. All the new subscribers, couple new members, thank you guys very much. Appreciate it for your support on the channel. All the massive donos, you guys are awesome. Everyone else just watching, hit the like button for me on the way out of here. I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Oh, look at that bank angle check. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy. I'm the one. See you.